All right, the Padres, they win game 2 of this series against the Blue Jays, going for the sweep tomorrow. Obviously, I will have a show after tomorrow's series finale. Hopefully, it's after the Padres have won 3 consecutive games. For today, Darvish pitched tremendously well. Going into this game, I had Yu Darvish pitching really well. I thought he was going to have the same mindset that Joe had going into yesterday's game. Like, you're not taking the ball from me. I'm going to go at least 6 innings here. It's a must-win game. We are going to win this game with me starting this off and handing it to the bullpen in a really good spot. And that's what Darvish did today. Had a couple walks in the first inning. I think he finished with 3 walks allowed total, but he was more in cruise control there after that first inning, it felt like. And then the bullpen, Wilson, Martinez, Hader, slammed the door there. Martinez in the 8th there. I think this might be a turnaround moment for Nick Martinez on this season. Had a couple good outings. Maybe he was back. But, today it really felt like, okay, this is the pumped-up Nick. Haven't seen that in a while. Well, we saw at Petco Park, I think, the last homestand, but that feels like such a long time ago because of the All-Star break and all that, right? But today, allows a couple runners there in that 8th inning, first 2 runners, first and second, nobody out, and then he gets out of it. Doesn't even allow that runner, I believe, to get to third base at all. Gets the strikeout there to end that, and he showed some emotion there. So hopefully this can turn it around there for Nick. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of thinking, like, Robert Suarez, he's in Toronto. Be nice to have him, be available here. I don't think Bo Mel's going to throw him in there in the 8th inning immediately, but I was thinking, because Nick, he has been throwing a lot of beach balls up there to these hitters recently. So it's good to see him have a really good performance there after allowing those first 2 guys to reach base. Hader obviously coming through there in the 9th. These last 18 innings for Padres pitching, I believe it's 1 earned run allowed, which was yesterday obviously from Musgrove. So tremendous job by the Padres pitching staff. And if this bullpen can improve and actually be better and continue pitching like this, then this team could get back in it. Now, is that the best thing for Padres fans, or is that the best thing for the organization? Do Padres fans like yourself, let me know in the comments, and I'll probably talk about this more on the show tomorrow. Do we actually want this Padres team to win some games here before the deadline? Because what that does is that gives more optimism to A.J. Preller and Peter Seidler, which will probably allow, motivate them to go buy more, and maybe this team ends up not playing like this after the All-Star break, after the deadline. They go back to playing like their old selves, and like they've been playing pretty much the entire year. They miss the playoffs by maybe a few games or more than that, and you sacrifice the chance at, getting a return on someone like Snell, someone like Hader, because you played well for a couple weeks before the deadline. Like, do we actually want that for this Padres team? Or do we want them to win? Like, I'm kind of stuck in the middle because I don't think this team is going to be a postseason team this year. But watching these games, obviously, as someone that is a competitor, I'm like, no, I want them to win these games while these games are happening, while we're in the middle of it. But then when you look back, it's like, if they continue to do this and they make the postseason, of course you want them to continue doing it. But I don't want them to go on a run here, it feels like. At least, as I'm thinking right now, I don't want them to go on a run here before the deadline if this isn't actually who they are. And, based on the sample size, we have to believe that this is not who they are. And we have to believe that, the first 100 games or whatever it's been, that's actually who this Padres team has been. But we'll see what happens. It feels like the Padres want to buy. And if this team continues playing like these first couple games in Toronto, playing pretty well, then I don't see them, selling. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, Darvish pitched really well. The offense, it wasn't very impressive today. Trent Grisham, I don't know what the heck he was doing there. Should have gotten thrown out with 2 outs, trying to take third there. Should have gotten thrown out. But it was a bad throw by Bo Bichette. And later in the inning, Manny makes him pay, brings in a couple runs, and those were the only 2 runs the Padres scored in this game. So yesterday was a much better offensive performance, but these first 2 games here in Toronto, they've been great pitching-wise. So we'll see if that can continue tomorrow. Now, it is Blake Snell on the mound, and we know what happened last outing against Philly. oh, I'm sore. Oh, 75 pitches, that's pretty much what I'm going to be able to give you. Like, that was his mentality going in. I don't really like that. So we'll see if he's sore tomorrow or he's just going to let it rip and have that same Musgrove and Darvish mentality, right? But I'm happy that they won today, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts, or let me see your thoughts in the comments. Like, do you want this team to go on a run here before the deadline, or do you believe that this team is teasing us these first 2 games here in Toronto, and you believe that this team's not going to go anywhere, and them going on a run here might just set them back in the future?